is on my side. Yes, it is. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Tell Me About Your Damn Book. I'm your host, Stephen Lomer, and you may notice a trend that seems to be going on with the show. Last week we had our very first doctor appearing on Tell Me About Your Damn Book, and this week we have our very first poet. So we are really classing up the joint, as you can tell. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to meet my guest at this time, Mr. Robert Cruess. Robert?
How are you?
Good. Thank
Glad
you very
to be
much.
here.
Glad to have you here.
Thank you.
So let's get to know you a little bit. I have a little bit of research on you. We'll talk about some of these points here. So you were born in Mississippi.
Yes.
Raised in Connecticut.
Yep.
Worked in Venezuela, and you have lived in New Hampshire with your wife and family for over 40 years.
Correct.
My goodness.
Good research. Good research.
I believe you sent me that research, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Now, this is probably the million-dollar question. How was Venezuela?
Well, when I went there, it was marvelous. They had this was in 68, 69, and 70.
Wow.
And they had a burgeoning middle class. You felt good about the country. There was a democracy was coming along, although they'd have 5 or 6 parties running, and everybody yelling at one another. But nevertheless, it was certainly coming along and felt good about it. And my job in a town of Cumaná in the state of Sucre was they wanted to get the whole town surveyed and send out tax bills. So, because right then, all the revenue flowed down from the federal government, oil revenue. But the idea was in the long term, cities, towns would have to do what everybody else does, tax you to keep the money coming for local services.
Sure.
So, and I did a lot of other stuff there, like pump stations and extend water lines. And, it was certainly interesting because, you would get an area where the town ended, and then the campesinos would come in, put up cardboard houses, and then they'd come down every day to get their water. Here, so, okay, I can fix that. So I talked the town into putting up the money. I'd go out, put in a water line down to the end of the cardboard houses. Everybody's happy. You have a ribbon cutting ceremony, and you go back. You think you've done your job. 2 weeks later, the cardboard houses extend again. It's like 1 step forward, 2 steps back. So you really then begin to think, should I have extended that water? Because now more campesinos come in, and then I extend the water again. And guess what happens? I think you can figure it out. It seems like an endless problem. But nevertheless, the country was coming along. I felt very good about it. And of course now I feel very bad for the way it's unraveling down there. I mean, Venezuela is approaching a humanitarian crisis.
Sure, yeah.
People don't have food, don't have medicine. I don't know where it ends. People are leaving the country. They're trying to get into Colombia, into Brazil, trying to get anywhere but where they are. So I have no solutions for it other than it's a shame.
Right.
And I'm very sorry to see that it has plunged into darkness, shall we say.
Sure. Well, at least you had the opportunity to be down there during those sort of glory days.
It was glory days. I mean, you still had the bribes and stuff, and initially, I really didn't like that. You go to get your license. Well, it's not here yet. Okay, go back in. Well, it's not here yet. So finally, I talked with the mayor of the town. He says, you're going to have to cough up about 20 Bs, bolívares, which would have been about $5 then, $5-6. So I go out again. I put the 20 note there. Oh, we got your license. Roberto, come on, Roberto, we got your license. Here it is. And he pops it on, and the 20 note is gone. And, I complained a bit about it, but, after you get into it, they tell you Es la costumbre.
Uh-huh.
It's the custom.
Uh-huh.
You just live with it.
Right.
Es la costumbre.
Right.
So you live with it, and after a couple of years, you do become a Veni or Venezolano, and coming back was a bit of a shock. I mean, things are on time. Oh my God. And it was another interesting thing, I thought. It's in the language to a certain extent where we say, for example, we drop a pencil.
Mm-hmm.
They say, se me cayó el lápiz. The pencil fell from me.
Okay.
Not my fault.
Right.
Or they show up late for a meeting. It's not late. It's se me olvidó el tiempo. The time forgot itself to me. Well, what the heck? How am I going to be mad at you?
So you blame inanimate objects.
The time forgot itself to me.
Huh.
So that gets in there. So you show up late, se me olvidó el tiempo. Okay. But then
that doesn't fly here.
No. Here you want to be, for business, you want to be there 10 minutes, 5 minutes early.
Right.
You do not want to be late, and it took a little back adjusting, but once I got back to being myself, I'm always on time.
Always on time.
I'm never late.
And just so you know, he was on time today. So
Yes.
that's 100% true.
Yeah.
I can vouch for that.
I think it was 7 minutes early.
7 minutes early, actually. Yes, not
Right
just on
between-
time, but
right
early.
between 5 and 10.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
You do
That
your
was
whole life. So. Anyways, it was good times.
nice.
Good times.
Nice. All right. Well, we have to step away for a moment, and
Okay.
we will be right back with Robert Cruess. Welcome back to Tell Me About Your Damn Book. I'm here with Robert Cruess, and look at this. Look what has appeared between us. There's a book here, and I guess I have no choice but to ask you to tell me about your damn book.
I think I'll do that.
By all means.
I really enjoy my damn book. And,
Well, let's give the title first.
okay.
So that everyone knows what to look for on Amazon. It's
Time is All We Have.
Time is All We Have.
And it is on Amazon.com.
Okay.
It's under Robert Cruess.
Okay.
It's
And
also on Barnes & Noble.
Okay. And it's a poetry collection.
Well, poetry and short stories.
Okay.
It's eclectic. It goes back and forth. A few poems, a story or two, a few poems.
Nice.
It's
Nice.
Okay. You can pick it up anywhere. It makes an excellent book to have, let's say, in the restroom. You can open it anywhere.
Sure, you can open it anywhere, and why
Anywhere.
not in the restroom? Sure.
And then put it back.
And then
Move on.
put it back and move on. There you go. I like that. That should be the sales pitch on Amazon.
Yeah.
Why don't you read a little bit for us so that we get a flavor of this bathroom literature?
Now you have to picture yourself, of all places, in Mississippi.
In Mississippi.
Probably
Okay.
we're talking maybe about Oxford, but it starts out in Amherst and me sitting on the porch.
All right.
It's called Me and Roseanne.
Me and Roseanne. Okay.
Sitting on the porch, sun going down, all alone, with the music of Roseanne Cash. I enjoy listening. She can't talk back. Just me and the trees and a hummingbird hungry for a sunset snack. If Roseanne could hear me, I'd talk of southern nights, cafe lights in Oxford, cotton dresses shaped by warm breezes, a mint julep in a steady hand, and she might mention Tupelo or Jackson. I'd bring up Hattiesburg, maybe Choctaw Ridge, see if she knew why Billy Joe did what he did. We might joke about the last time I saw Elvis, and wasn't that him on the Tallahatchie Bridge? Can I get you another mint julep? The night, dear lady, is oh so young.
Very nice.
There you go.
I like that one.
Her. And let's
Normally,
see.
I'll tell you, Robert, normally I don't care for poetry, but I like yours.
Well, thank you.
Normally I don't understand poetry,
That's
but
right.
I understand
You
yours.
understood that.
So it's nice. I don't
You
feel
understood.
stupid.
There you go. That's my intent. And it's actually fairly easy to make up crazy analogies and stuff and then pretend, if you don't get it, something's wrong with you.
Right. Right.
But I tried to make everything understandable and something that you feel good about.
Nice.
Let me jump to Agnes here.
Okay. Now I read about Agnes. Agnes is about your grandmother.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. Here it is.
Okay.
Right out of the book.
Nice.
It's called Agnes. But this dementia stuff is tough. My grandmother on my mother's side had it, and it drove me crazy. She called me Billy because she thought I was her brother who had been killed in a whaling accident. And I'd say, I'm not Billy, I'm Bobby, and I'm your grandson, I'm not your brother. And she would say, Billy, I don't want you to go on that boat. And I'd say, I'm not going on no boat, Grandma. And my name not Billy? And she'd say, Billy, where are my glasses? Grandma, I'm going now, not to the boat. I'm doing the paper route, and I don't know when I'll be back. I'd always had this little fear of dementia because of her, and I always wonder when I forget a name, a number, a date, or some little thing, that maybe I have the gene, and maybe I have the longevity gene, and I could be a drag on the kids, friends, myself, but I'd keep forgetting it, and only now and then have a moment of clarity where I would know that I was living in a fog, a vertiginous fog. I should have done better with Agnes. That's a little story.
That is beautiful. Vertiginous? Is that the word?
Yeah, green.
Green.
Kind of green fog, just,
Uh-huh.
I don't know why I thought of it as a green fog.
Huh. Wow.
But,
It's a great word.
I spent a lot of time with her, and she lost. That dementia stuff is scary stuff.
Terrible.
So,
Terrible stuff, yeah.
You just soon go
Yeah.
and not hang around.
Sure.
Be a drag.
But then it results in a beautiful piece like that. So maybe there is some benefit to it.
And why don't I give you one more?
Why not? One more.
I'll give you one more.
Okay.
This is about dealing, from a parental thing. You're the father or mother, and it's called Papa Must I Die? And it's my daughter I'm talking to. She's probably like 7. Yes, though will not be for a long, long time. But why, Papa? Even now you see life does not persist. We squash the house-found ants. Branches fall from the long dead elm. The pansies have gone to seed. Remember the deer, glassy-eyed, tied to the roof of the hunter's truck? I don't want to die, nor I. Yet it is the way. There isn't space in our small world to accumulate forever. Had others not died, there would be no room for you. And without your smile, your laugh, your love, would I want to live forever? Without thinking twice, I would choose this time with you. So, that's dealing with a kid.
Wow. I really should have set aside an entire episode just to have you read some of those, because those are really beautiful. Those are really, really well done. Thank you for sharing them. I really appreciate that.
My pleasure.
Yes. People, get that. Time is all we have. So we used to have a feature on the show in season 1 called Questions from the Great Unwashed. And we used to get questions from social media, and you know how many crazy people there are out there. So we'd end up with all these crazy questions. So we've standardized it, and now we have a feature called The Five. And it's 5 standard questions that we ask every author who comes on the show. Are you willing and able to do the 5?
Yeah,
okay.
Because I can always say, I don't know.
That's right. You can always pass.
Yeah,
That's right.
Pass.
Very true. Okay. Question 1. If they published an author's yearbook today and you were in it, what would you be voted most likely to do?
An author's yearbook. Well, I think I would like them to say most likely to do sensible, understandable poetry that affects people's lives, and they get it.
That's a little on the nose, don't you think? If they voted you that, and then you ended up doing exactly that?
Yeah, well, that's what I would like it to say.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know?
That's fair. There's nothing wrong with that. That's fair.
Yeah.
Question 2. Which 4 faces would appear on your author's Mount Rushmore? Which 4 authors would you put on? Yes. Which of your favorite authors would you put on your Mount Rushmore?
Well, I mean, I'll have to lean towards the poetry ones.
Sure. Yeah.
So it'd be Pablo Neruda.
That's a good one.
Charles Bukowski.
Okay.
Emily Dickinson. And E.E. Cummings.
Nice. Okay.
That's who I'd put. Now, I could rethink that a bit. That's off the top of my head.
Okay.
It probably wouldn't change.
Okay, fair enough. You know, I'm trying to think if many authors put women on their Mount Rushmores, and I'm not sure that they do, so I'm glad that you did, because that's good. I like that. Question 3. What's something about you that, if revealed, would surprise and amaze those who know you best?
Well, the fact that I wrote the poetry book, I mean, I've been my whole life in engineering and stuff, and just the other night I was given a legacy award, which really means you're getting old, by the commercial brokers, and in it they said one of the most surprising things is this guy that we've known as an engineer for years and developer wrote a book that has a lot of poetry. That has really surprised. I don't know, I don't feel surprised about it, but a lot of other people just say, oh my God, really? You know, oh, you sure? Yeah, I'm sure.
The engineer with the heart of a poet. Who knew?
I guess.
Question 4. What is your favorite curse word, and in what phrase would you be most likely to use it?
Oh, my favorite curse word. Well, I mean, it just, well, firstly, I try not to, although it does jump out, and I suppose it'll be the old F word finds its way into stuff, and unfortunately, when I sneeze big time or something, I tend to go, Christ, you know. It's not that it's a favorite, it's a thing of, just happens.
When you sneeze big time, you'll say Christ.
Yeah, my wife has tried to point this out and say, how about don't do it? For Christ's sake, knock it off. And I say, you know.
That's so wonderfully specific.
Yeah, there you go.
You sneeze big time, you say Christ, and your wife tries to break you of that.
She said, for Christ's sake, knock it off. So,
I like her.
Okay.
She's a good one.
Yeah.
And finally, question 5. If the world ended right after this video, what final message would you want to convey to your fans?
Well, I think the message would be, I don't think I'll be seeing any of you. You know, it's not that I don't necessarily believe in an afterlife or whatever, but you know, there's a whole movement now that even Elon Musk said recently, you know, there's better than a 50-50 chance that we're virtual. We're on somebody's game board, and so it could end very quickly. I mean, all of a sudden, somebody says the game is over, or look, the electric bill's too high. Pull the plug, and there it goes.
We all just blip out of existence.
We all just blip out. So it would be nice if there were the afterlife, and I seem to have Forrest Gump. So much happened. I've had a lot of stuff happen.
A lot of stuff happened.
A lot of stuff happened.
All right. And you're not done yet.
No, I'm not done yet. No, stuff is still happening.
Still plenty of crazy stuff to happen.
That's true, and good stuff.
Good stuff,
Whether it's
yeah.
crazy
Well,
or
sure.
not, there's stuff out there.
Yeah, no question. Now, before we wrap up, I just want to ask, are you working on anything currently that will be a follow-up to
Yes,
this current
I'm
book?
just about done with book number 2.
Okay.
It's untitled so far.
All right.
Have a couple of working titles. I expect to have that out, I hope, by January.
Okay.
Then we go away again. We're going to Mexico, and then we come back. Then we're going to Japan for 3-4 weeks. So,
My goodness.
yeah,
Just
travel
all over
a
the
lot.
place.
All over. So I got to get my work done before we go off.
Before you go off.
around and see what else is going to happen for experiences. out
Nice.
there. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, everyone, the book is Time Is All We Have. It's by Robert Cruess. Thank you so much
Oh,
for spending
thank you.
some time with me.
Sure.
It's some beautiful poetry. You can get it on Amazon.com, so go on and get it and enjoy. Cheers. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you very much.